What's up, YouTube? I am talking to you from the past on the iPhone 3GS. In this video, I'm going to unearth the iPhone 3GS from 2009. I haven't used this phone in forever, and I'm really curious to see if it even still works and what it's like to use whatever version of iOS is on the iPhone 3GS. So first of all, as a throwback phone, I still appreciate the design of the iPhone 3GS. I find it to be pretty sleek. It feels like the old iPod kind of vibe. So for comparison, here is the iPhone 11 Pro. You can see how much smaller the 3GS is compared to the 11 Pro. So I'm actually really curious to test out the camera on the 3GS. Maybe it'll be like a throwback kind of vibe on the image quality, but we're gonna test that out. The 11 Pro came out 10 years after the 3GS. Kind of crazy to see how much technology has changed and how much it has advanced in just 10 years. So let's plug this in and see if it even turns on. Let's see what happens. It's plugged in now. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's turning on. It still works. This phone is 11 years old. So while this phone is charging, I looked up some of the specs, and this rear camera is a 3 megapixel camera. That sounds ridiculous in 2020. There is no front-facing camera on the iPhone 3GS. So the LCD display on the iPhone 3GS was built actually by LG. It has a PPI, the pixel density of 163, and the screen is only 3.5 inches, and it's a 480 by 320 display. The chip inside of this phone is actually a Samsung chip. This is before they had like the A12, the A9, the A10, all that stuff. Initially, this phone was only available in 16 and 32 gigabytes. The battery inside of this thing was a 3.7 volt, 1220 milliamp rechargeable lithium ion battery, 10 hours of video, 9 hours of web surfing on Wi-Fi, 12 hours of talk time. So that's pretty impressive for a device in 2009. On the left side of the device, there's the mute icon, and then you have the volume up and down. There's a headphone jack on the top, remember those? And then there's also a little SIM card tray, and then next to that is the lock/power button. Of course, there's no Touch ID on the iPhone 3GS. There's the old school home button, which used to drive me crazy. I remember this thing would be really the only mechanical thing on iPhones that would go bad for me. So we'll see if this one on the 3GS still works. The iPhone 3GS started with iOS 3, and this phone actually supported up to iOS 6. We'll dive into iOS 6 and see what that experience is like, because honestly, I don't remember a single thing about iOS 6. So just holding this phone just feels really nostalgic though. There's something nice about old tech, ancient tech. It feels like you just have a little slice of sugary coated home. I also really appreciate this like rounded design instead of the harsh kind of corners of the iPhone 4, which I actually have right here. This is my old iPhone 4S. But on the 4, they introduced those flat edges that you now see on the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro and all that stuff. And honestly, I still prefer this kind of rounded edge looking iPhone. I think it feels better in the hand. Like when I grip it, it just feels like I have a better grip of it. And it also feels like the indentations on the side aren't going to like indent into my fingers. So after about, 15 minutes of charging, we're finally getting the Apple logo. That's one thing that hasn't changed, is the design of the loading screen on the iPhone and iPad and stuff. It still looks like this. It still just has that one Apple logo. It's so iconic Apple, and I just really appreciate the continuity of the design. And let's see, it's opening up the iPhone, and check it out, we have iPhone. Here's the old loading screen. I'm going to swipe. So it joined my network, and I press next, and it goes to this like thank you screen. So the iPhone 3GS is up and running. Check it out, it still works. All the apps and stuff are still there. And this phone is so old. You can see in the background we have a picture of Obama. So it's like opening up an old time capsule or something. Swiping around actually still feels nice and snappy. That's kind of amazing. Let's see which version of iOS this is running. Oh, it actually looks like there's a software update. So let's see what we get. We have iOS 6.1.6. Let's go ahead and download and install that just for kicks. So this is the iOS 6 interface, and the home button actually still works on this iPhone. And we have the old version of the notifications at the top. You can see the old versions of like the Safari icon, the music icon, the mail icon, the phone icon, all the icons are gonna be different. Even this super old school YouTube app icon, check that out. That is super old, wow. Why is this so exciting to me, y'all? I have no idea, but it's just really exciting. So it's downloading the software update. It's amazing that the Wi-Fi and everything still works on here. Let's go into Safari and just try to go to any website. I'm just gonna go to Apple and let's see how fast this loads. It's trying to load all of the images and everything, but it is so slow. Oh my gosh, it is excruciatingly slow. But it's working, and you can see that scrolling is actually pretty snappy on this thing. We are so spoiled in 2020 with how fast devices are. It's just ridiculous compared to what we had in 2009. I mean, it's insane. It's kind of interesting to see how the aesthetic of iOS has changed over the years. Where here we have, you know, icons like the old messages icon and the maps icon that look a lot more 3D than they do now. There's that line going across, that kind of rounded line in each icon, which made it look almost like it's made out of Jello or something. Let's open up music and see what the music app looks like. I remember this app was just so slow, but it still opens and there is still music on here. That's so cool. Let's try to play Massacre, which is my old like death metal project. Let's play this song, I Have 15 Legs. It still works, y'all. Turn the volume all the way up. The speakers on this phone pretty much suck, but they still work. As I'm going around through each tab, I noticed the slowness of the OS, but it's really not insanely slow. When you have an app open and then you press on the home button, it takes it, you know, a second to go back to the home screen, but it's actually a lot faster than I thought it would be. Let's try going to YouTube in Safari and seeing what happens on there. But check it out, we have YouTube on the iPhone 3GS. Let's try a video and see what the video quality is like. Oh my God, this is so slow. It's playing, oh my gosh, it's playing. And the video just looks so tiny compared to what I'm used to on my 11 Pro. But the video is not being choppy, it's not being weird. You can actually still watch YouTube using a browser on the 3GS. That is so cool. All right, so now let's check out the camera. So here's the old school camera app. Remember that shutter that opens up when it's like ready to go? This is the old school interface where they didn't have any settings or anything like that. And this actually supports video. So let's switch over to video and see what kind of quality we get. I'm noticing there is no stabilization internally in the body of this phone, but it's recording a video though. It's actually working. That's kind of cool. Take a little video of my hand. We can see if we can get any autofocus or bokeh going on there. I don't really see anything. Let's play back the video and see what the quality is like. This video does not look very good. It looks pretty pixelated, but it's a video taken on a 11-year-old phone. Ooh, so let's take a selfie here. That looks kind of cool. Let's make a silly face for this one. So now let's switch it over to video mode, and I'm going to pretend like I'm doing my YouTube intro here. How's it going, y'all? It's Ben. You're watching a video on the iPhone 3GS and you're hearing the internal audio from the iPhone 3GS as well. So I don't know if you're seeing any blurriness in the background, probably not. And this is what the iPhone 3GS looks like outside. Do you think that you could actually get away with using the iPhone 3GS as your main vlogging camera? Like especially if you had a fancy mic attached to your phone or something? 11 years later, I'm actually just amazed that the iPhone 3GS even still turns on, and also using the iPhone 3GS makes me really appreciate how far the technology has come. But overall, it's been fun messing with the 3GS after a million years. And if you want to see more videos like this where I unearth old technology, aka #AncientTech, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this little slice of ancient tech. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to check out my music as well. Whoa. Be sure to check out my music as well on Apple Music and Spotify. Search for Ben Aqua. Follow me on Spotify and share all my tunes with your friends and your family, and maybe even your pets, because pets love my music too from what I hear. You can also buy some of my shirts and hoodies, such as the one that I'm wearing, on my shop, benaqua.shop. I highly appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. It's 420, y'all.